Welcome, everyone. I am Magnus Edholm, and I'm sitting here at the AWS Innovation Hub. And today I have a very special guest with me, Sri Elaprolu, joining me, and we're going to talk about a topic. It's called agentic AI, and this is part of AW Insights, which is a thing that AWS is driving. So, Sri, warm welcome. Great having you here.
Thank you, Magnus.
Really
Glad
good
to be here.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's we had a little talk before we went on camera. You have a very interesting background. Before we get into that, perhaps you tell me a bit and the viewers a bit about your role at AWS.
Yeah, so I'm a director with the AWS's Generative AI Innovation Center. So this is a team of specialists, scientists, engineers, architects deployed across the globe, working with our customers, helping them think about how to and where to apply generative AI, agentic AI capabilities to drive business impact. That's really what we do all day, every day. We work with customers across all industries, all geographies. So we get to see some really, really interesting problems and get to solve them. So it's a fun place to be.
I think also the word today is all about AI, so I think you're spot on. Now, I also know that you have an interesting background in the industry. And you're not the agentic AI is something you began a couple of years ago. Before that, you were in aerospace and defense. So how does that background kind of work with the stuff you're doing now?
So I started my career at a company that focused primarily in the defense and national security and federal space. So working at that company, I've had an opportunity to work in the IT space. So even though I was in the federal segment, I was focused on IT solutions, building solutions to solve real-world problems, and scaling them up to be global scale. So that's really what gave me the foundations. And then some of the work that I've done there also had predictive capabilities that we had to build. So that led me into more of the continue that trend of IT, building systems, building solutions, and building more agentic and AI-based systems now. So it's a continuation.
Yeah, so it's fair to say that your background in the industry has also something that you can utilize today when you guys are driving the development of agentic AI, because you understand and know what the industry is looking for.
Absolutely. I mean, industry context matters a lot when you're building AI systems. Building a generic AI system that answers questions is one thing, but when you're building solutions that address real problems in the industry, you need to have industry domain depth.
Yeah.
You need to understand the industry, their specific nuances, right? Whether you're in the automotive or manufacturing or any other industry, you need to understand the industry domain. Otherwise, it's hard.
No, I mean, also the people working with it need to, I mean, you need to accommodate for their needs, for sure. So we're going to talk about something called AI agents. A very interesting topic. And essentially, from what I understand, those are agents that can reason, plan, and even execute. But before we kind of dig deeper into that, can you perhaps talk about agentic AI, what it actually means, if you would explain it for a person?
Yeah. So AI more broadly is a discipline in which systems or machines are able to reason and actually give you predictive capability, right? So when you think of traditional AI, these are typically systems that are based off of input-output, right? So you ask a question typically in the form of a prompt, and you get a response back. You can continue that conversation and have a conversational exchange, but that's really input-output oriented.
Right.
With agentic, you're actually taking it to the next level where you're using the models, foundation models, reasoning abilities, and then instead of you asking a question, you're actually giving a goal to the agent. And let the agent then figure out how to achieve that goal. So then think of it using the reasoning capability in the foundation model, coming up with a plan of how it's going to get to that goal, executing the steps to get to that goal, and along the way, using tools and data that you give access to in order to achieve that objective, right? So that's really where systems are automatically or autonomously operational, getting to the goal. So that's really what differentiates traditional AI with agentic AI.
I find it just fascinating. So what's happening over the last couple of years is just mind-blowing. And you said the reasoning and the agentic AI is able to kind of guide you, kind of understands what you need. How does it work? I mean, you said the foundational model, you got to have some background data and something to build on. But how does it work?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stupid question, but how does it work?
It's simply, I mean, as if I'm asking a question to you, and you're starting to think based on your knowledge base in your head, right, in your brain, as well as any other additional material that you have access to, you're starting to think about how to get to that goal. So if you're a financial planner, if I ask you a financial question, you have experience, you have knowledge, plus you have access to data and tools that you use that collectively to think about how to get to that outcome. So that's really what agents are mimicking, is going down to the foundation model, getting the ability to understand how to execute. What do I need to do to get to that outcome? And then start executing those actions in order to achieve that outcome. So that's really what it is. So let me give you an example, actually. Maybe that'll help walk you through, right? So we work with Lyft, a rideshare company here based in the US, fairly large one. And in their case, they were trying to look at customer support and customer service capabilities and reimagine that in the current generation. Their existing systems were okay, but they were not necessarily always the best outcomes. So we worked closely with them in the Innovation Center and created a multi-agentic system that allows us to receive a request from a driver or a rider, in the case of Lyft, process that request, understand what the user is trying to say, which is called intent classification. That's an agent that does the intent classification. Because remember, you or I riding a Lyft, we may not know exactly what the question that we want to ask. We have a problem or we have something that we want to find out, but we don't know exactly the format of the question or the prompt, right? So we're going to ask in a natural language way. And so the intent classification agent has to understand and reason and guide you and I through the process of navigating towards an actual question that you have. And then the second part, which is the execution of that intent, right? So you may say, I'm trying to get to a particular location, or I have a question about my tax filings if you're a rider or driver. And what does that mean? How do I respond to that? And then actually executing that action. So that's an interesting, really interesting solution that we built.
But then you have information coming from all areas.
That's correct. So that's correct. So in the case of Lyft, we've seen the adoption, given how successful it is, rapid adoption. Up to 70% of users are now using this agentic customer support capability at Lyft, driving 85 to 90% accuracy. So it's a significant step up, and the customer satisfaction scores are up. So it's one great example of how you can think of agentic systems replacing traditional AI-based or even traditional systems bring value.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing when you explain it in that way. I mean, this also obviously has a huge impact on the industry. When we're struggling, the industry is globally struggling with finding a workforce. I mean, the workforce is kind of going down, and I guess also it's all about being able to work together with those agentic AIs, etc., going forward. Now, I know that a couple of weeks back, you, AWS, have got this huge event here in Las Vegas, reInvent. And that's an event where how many people do you have? 65,000?
Roughly.
Yeah, which is quite a few. I'm from Sweden. That's like a normal city in Sweden, that size. So it's a lot of people. And I understand you also had a lot of announcements related to agentic AIs. What were the key innovations announced for those of you who didn't take part of reInvent?
So AWS reInvent is our annual conference, AWS conference. It's an educational conference where customers, partners, users of AWS come together, learn about what's happening in the industry, learn about new capabilities that AWS is bringing to the table. And there's a lot of announcements that we go through, new capabilities that we bring to the market. But I'll focus specifically on the agentic and AI-based capabilities, right? So there are three areas that we focused on in this area. The first one is Amazon Bedrock, which is our fully managed service that allows customers to gain access to up to 100+ foundation models of different varieties, different capabilities, industry-leading foundation models, all through a single API. And on top of that, you get access to capabilities like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. You get abilities for guardrailing systems. You get abilities for building agents and managing those agents, right? All of that through a managed service. And in that capability, making it easy for customers to build generative AI solutions, enterprise scale. We've added 18 more foundation models, both open weights, but also proprietary models, allowing customers to do even more in Bedrock and take advantage of those models and the reasoning capabilities that those models bring. And then in the second part, which is agent core, it's also part of Bedrock. As you're building agents, you need some primitives to be able to build agents successfully and scale them up and operate them at an enterprise scale. So agent core brings those primitives such as runtime, memory, gateway for tool access, observability, and so on. So we previewed Agent Core back in the summer at our New York summit, and then GA'd or made it generally available in October. And then at reInvent, we announced two more primitives. But the first one is called Policy, Agent Core Policy. The second one is called Agent Core Evaluations. And the policy allows you to apply deterministic guardrails on agent behavior so that you can control what the agents are not allowed to do or allowed to do, so you can precisely control.
But the agent can't, I mean, if the agent is working, can the agent kind of go out of bounds?
It can go out of bounds, but that's where you want to guardrail it.
Yeah.
Specifically, for example, you may have an enterprise policy that says that a purchasing agent can only approve requests up to $1 million, as an example, right? And that's a policy that you want to enforce on agentic systems, and that's how policy will allow you to apply that guardrail.
Interesting.
And then in the eval space, as you're building agents, as you're acquiring agents from other partners and collaborators of yours, you want to continually evaluate these agents to ensure that they're accurate, they're complete, they're performing exactly as you expected them to. And so that's what evaluations capability brings to the table. So those two were good, strong additions. And collectively, Agent Core now is allowing customers to go into production and scale up agentic systems in production in a rapid manner.
Would it be fair to say that the more people using those agent AI systems and the foundation models, the better the systems are getting?
They are self-learning, right? So they're continually learning as well. So yes, the short answer is yes.
Yeah. So extremely interesting. We could. I love listening to you because this is eye-opening, not just for me, probably for more people out there. So people watching, including me, from an AWS perspective, what are the critical success factors for an enterprise or company want to go into the game with the agentic AI?
I would say maybe turn that into best practices that you should consider, right? And this is coming off of our own experience as Generative AI Innovation Center, having worked with more than 1,000 organizations worldwide already, helping them build and scale solutions into production. There are some fundamentals that you want to get right. So the first one is you don't want to boil the ocean and start building a solution that's enterprise scale on day one. You want to start small with a meaningful scope that you can solve, iterate rapidly, and then scale up to the enterprise scale. So start with something that's a meaningful scope. So that's the first one. And work backwards to defining what the technology needs are, not starting with the technology and trying to find a business problem to solve. So business problem first.
Yeah.
The second is you want to get the data foundations right. Right? At the end of the day, AI systems rely on data. That's your enterprise data or any tools that you have access to. And you want to get those foundations right. And so make sure that you're paying attention to that. The third area would be don't ignore security, compliance, governance processes. Those have to be baked in from day one. The fourth area I would say is iterate, iterate, iterate. You're going to have to test a lot, but continually iterate, because as you refine and tune these systems, they're starting to continue to get better, more cost-effective, lower latency. And so you'll want to continue to get into the mindset of iterative nature of building, as opposed to build once and forget.
Yeah. So we are kind of almost out of time, but I still need to ask you. So if we meet again in 1 year or in 2 years, where do you think we will be with agentic AI? And I'm going to need a fairly short answer. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to pitch this.
We will see a lot more multi-agentic systems, a lot more comprehensive systems that are fully autonomous as opposed to human intervention based. And so that's going to happen. We're also going to see a lot more industries adopting agentic systems and scaling them out into production. So future is bright, and now is the time to start building.
It's such an exciting topic. So this is Sri Elaprolu, who is leading the agentic AI development at AWS. You're based in DC, and you have, I think, 30,000 people working in this topic. So it's obviously something that will have a huge impact on the industry and perhaps also on the life we live, because we have this example of Lyft. So there's definitely a huge impact on all of us. And if you want to find out more, where would you be able to find more information?
AWS.amazon.com.
AWS.amazon.com. There we go. Thank you very much, Sri. It was a
Thank you, Magnus.
real pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.